I can do it. Sort of. Some of my journal entry is a little post session. That's okay.
That's all right.
Ba-da-bop.
A point of inspiration for summing up last session.
I was looking at my notes and I was like, "What the fuck am I talking about here?" But no, we did some looking around at Astrazalian, and I was trying to figure out if I was like literally making shit up in my notes because I saw that we ran into someone named Gary Riz. And I was like, "Who the fuck? That is not a real name." But it is.
It
Gary
sure
is
is.
Inks's. I will edit my notes to say Inks's mother's partner, human,
Okay.
nice enough, made Inks real uncomfortable. Did some shopping. We saw Nick and Knack briefly, and then decided to crack into the scrolls that we found in Ullerith. 16 days later, I will leave out my first note about school. 16 days later, we're done. We had a new level, and then began preparations to head into the Feywild. The first preparation of which was taking Mel back to, after some discussion, taking Mel back to the Vaxium Tower so that she could check in with Clem and Tori could pick up all his stuff.
Long
Stayed there for
last.
at long last. Said goodbye and then went back into Astrazalian. We were introduced to our guide for the Feywild trip, a furbolg named Finny. Mushrooms, real life of the party type. Talked for a bit, got to know Finny, and then crossed over into the Feywild on our way to Senelise. We did not go directly to Senelise. We stayed out out of the city and a ways off and are walking. I believe we're actually not headed directly to Senelise, if I remember correctly. We're heading somewhere else first.
Yeah, there's an outpost that
Yeah.
will make it easier for you to get where
What?
you need to go.
Sorry, homework.
Did some wandering through the Feywild, and then something's coming our way. And then we stopped there so that we didn't have an encounter at the very end of session.
Yeah, yeah. So as you have been treading through the frozen forests of the Feywild,
Oh yeah, that's
surrounded.
right. It's fucking cold.
Oh yeah, it's freaking cold. Yeah. You are surrounded by massive flora that is all shielded in layers of frost. The snow beneath you is so light and crisp that you can fairly well nearly, like, especially you lighter folks, can almost walk across its surface without breaking through it, but those of you wearing armor feel your weight breaking through the ice surface as you step through and tread through the cold and damp. um, as you are walking, I think I'll recontextualize what you're approaching in your path. Finney has been guiding you towards the to the outpost, Wallow outpost, the Sleet Wallow outpost. It's easier when I read it without reading it out with my eyes.
As opposed to?
If I remember it and say it out loud, Sleet Wallow, that's easy. But if I have to read it, it gets all screwed up. um, as you are approaching the outpost, there is the sounds of living creatures. Um, you hear something spreading and huffing and puffing, kind of laborious breathing ahead of you. And the closer you get, and we'll say because I know some of you guys have keen senses, high perceptions, when you're still about 100 feet away, you are able to detect, some of you, that there's a mass of some kind that is partially covered in snow, but is grayish, probably cold and frozen, but a mass about 8 feet tall. It seems to be sort of a lump of, at first, folded pieces of fabric, but then you see flesh and open wounds sort of under the clothing, these piles of clothes. And as you close a little bit more distance, you can see that this is very clearly the laying and abandoned corpse of a fleshy, gigantic creature. You're still about 70 feet away, so beyond that, there is little to detect, except that there is still that sound of life around what is very clearly a frozen, unmoving object in the distance.
Okay,
Uh,
wait, sorry. So there's a dead thing and an alive thing?
Mm-hmm. There are two
Okay.
things.
Cool. Since something's alive, I'll approach slowly, keeping an eye out for some sort of trap or ambush.
yeah, I'll also try and see if I can maybe figure out what that is. See if my
Okay.
memory serves me.
Okay. Inks, I will scoot you ahead a little bit to scout. I'm not putting you guys on a map yet, but I'll
Mhm.
just for map reference, you're a little farther ahead. If you wish to continue to move with pass without trace, Finny would have to come with you. But
Ah,
Finny also has the option to stay here. You are stealthy. You don't stand no chance on your own, you know.
yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty stealthy. I think it might. I think I'll be all right.
Okay. And before you head out, does anyone volunteer to go with you? Okie dokie. All right, why don't you roll me that stealth check followed by a perception?
And bam! Nope. That didn't. Guess not. All that for nothing. Bam.
Yeah, I was
There we
excited. Ooh.
go. And no perception. Yep.
Ah!
It doesn't count because I called it.
As opposed to what?
That
Well, if I
speaks to
got it
me.
wrong, it would stand. Oh, I get to re-roll because I called
Oh, okay.
That
it.
speaks to me as Inks just gets so wrapped up in how quietly they're moving. That's all she can pay attention to is just like patting herself on the back. I'm so fucking
I'm
quiet.
so
Yeah,
fucking
she's gonna
sneaky,
come back. You're like, they
guys.
didn't see me at all, and they're like, "What did you see?" I don't know.
You'll be
Who didn't see you?
I imagine her like taking that first step, looking around, taking that second step, and then like looking at her feet and just kind of like pressing as hard as she can to see how much it takes to make a sound. But she continues to not as she slowly moves forward.
Okay, as you approach, and I'll put you within 50-ish, within 50 feet of the objects and things. You can clearly see the very large unmoving mass that is once again fairly well, I say frozen over, but just frost and light fallen snow over it. Very much an unmoving giant corpse of giant. One thing you do notice as you get closer, even with a 9, is that it's only wearing one boot, and on the exposed foot it has 7 toes. You also see a discarded, broken tree limb that was very likely a weapon of some kind, not far away from its hand that only has 4 fingers. Um, while you are looking at this, you do hear once again that breathing, but it sounds even more hideous and labored as you get closer, more like wind whistling through like reeds, hissing and almost pained. But you don't see where that sound is coming from.
Okay, but I can hear a sound that sounds angry and mad. Angry and mad.
Yeah.
Well, then I will do something smart, and I will walk away.
Okie dokie. Back to your friends.
I think it's called character growth.
She didn't run into an open mouth of a giant other thing. To be fair, it has been a while since. Well, no, I guess Ulrith and the little maze. Okay, it's not actually been very long, but it's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'll come up and say, "There's a dead guy." Uh, Odd number of fingers and toes, but there's something else there. I just don't know what.
Would I have any inkling of with that description?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you wanted to roll a check. Roll a nature check. I will let you have advantage for this.
All right. Come on, dice.
Yeah.
Hey yo.
Unquestionably, by description, you know that Inks has come across the corpse of a Fomorian. There aren't other giant types in the area, and with its distinguished features, she could catch dead to rights for that one for you. The other thing sounds definitely like it is a living creature, but given that it was not seen, it has a very high likelihood in this region to potentially be very well camouflaged. Probably not a small creature, just something that is very hard to literally detect.
Yeah. Well, I guess the Formorian didn't make it. Uh, giant folk, cast out by the Fae. Not too pleasant nowadays. As for the other thing, it might be its hunter. So it is up to you if you want to proceed, or we can attempt to go around.
I take it Fomorians are pretty hard to fell.
Uh, she nods.
Then it
Yes.
may be in our best interest to go around.
Did you perhaps catch what it? Any other detail?
Just the breathing.
Hmm. I
Anything
mean, it
breathe like
might
that?
be something wounded, close to death. Might not hurt us.
It fought a Fomorian, right? So likely it's hurt.
Either that or it's just scavengers, anyhow, and scavengers aren't fighters by definition.
Uh,
I think we can check it out. I'm kind of interested to see the Fomorian up close.
I too am curious. Then we venture forth.
Right.
Quietly, though.
All right, let's get stealth checks plus 10 for everybody. Unless anyone
Oh,
chooses to linger back here.
I love Pass Without a Trace so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
I was gonna ask if I could keep it, but my last one, but hey.
Dear God.
Dear God.
Are you rolling with
13. That's where I'm
inspiration?
sticking at. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Inspiration.
Okay. Okay. As you approach, the corpse of the Fomorian becomes very visible. Um, this, it once again just a very light dust of snow on the top of a horrible iced cake, which is a body that has not had the opportunity to truly decompose. As you approach, it doesn't necessarily have incredibly strong odor, but it is very solid in its frozen appearance, and is dead and cut open by many lacerations. And as you approach, though the snow around it has covered most of it, there is very clearly layers of the ice and snow around that have been stained with this creature's very, very dark blood. Um, as you get closer to it, the rattling breath cuts, and it is silent in this little grove you are approaching. And while you are here, you can see, all of you, no, it is not required to roll a check at this time. All of you can see that um, near, or I suppose on approximately opposite side of the giant, where the hand has discarded a makeshift weapon. On the opposite side of this body, there appears to be the stump of the tree that has been shredded by a giant's bare hands to arm the monster. Um, yeah, you are in this eerily quiet place now, with the remains of this with this corpse here. What would you like to do now?
How's the mound of breathing doing? How far off is that?
You can't hear the breathing anymore. You're as
Right.
close as you are to the lump of the carcass. The the breathing has stopped. You don't hear anything.
I would like to check to see how it died.
Okay. Why don't you roll a medicine check?
Tight.
I want to go
Hey.
look behind it.
Okay.
I just want to look around for whatever killed it.
Right. As you are close, Torek, I will say you can very clearly see that this thing very likely has died at minimum hours ago, likely days ago. Um, with the medicine check, inks with your 17, um, you can see that it has been a death of 1,000 blades. Literally, there are small, what might be superficial wounds that you can see are the depth and breadth of long swords, and you can see the fletchings of arrows that are uh, buried up to the fletch within this creature's hide. Its head has it has at one time been bleeding heavily from its own fall, but as high as its head used to stand on this creature, easily 16, 17 feet tall when it stood, um, all of the blunt force trauma in that area came upon its arrival to the ground.
Mhm.
Um, um,
um, yeah, so very likely, not I don't want to say clearly, but very likely the arrows and the swords came from at least two individuals. Would I be able to tell by like depth or like technique if there was more than one sword attacker, or is that not good enough for a 17 or too much for a 17?
very possibly either it was one incredible swordsman or a few handy swordsmen. There's
Okay.
enough action here that one person very likely probably couldn't do it all on their own.
Actually, better question. Can I check the ground for footprints to see how many distinct footprints there are?
Certainly. Why don't you give me either a perception or investigation check? Godric, on the other side of the corpse, you find the shredded stump of the tree. Is there anything you choose to do with that observation?
No, I think I was just kind of looking to see if there was anything hiding that we couldn't really see behind it, or so I'm looking for hidden threats or something that's waiting to ambush us. I think is kind of the big thing.
Okay. I think I'd like you to make me a perception check for your situational awareness. Um, and for inks, uh, you can find, I think, in this area under the snow that has fallen since this giant has, there is the divots and indents of what was a pretty broad skirmish that sort of filled this little grove. But there has been enough time since this has occurred, so that there's not enough paths leading out that aren't animal tracks.
All right, because I'm going down my full CSI moment. um, would I be able to tell, like, based off snowfall, how long it's been with how much these foot tracks are filled in?
Enhance.
I
I
this
don't know if
will
that's a
be
must-win,
a
but
oh shit.
I
This
used
will
another inspiration. It was worth it.
Okay. I assumed because you rolled. I assumed you weren't going to delay, roll a nat 20, and say that was an accident. um, I'm going to require a nature check, Doug,
okay,
if you want to know
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Ooh, you have a lot of experience with snow, but you've got street snow smarts, you know?
Yeah, that makes a lot of narrative sense.
You can drive on black ice, but you don't know how to track.
Okay, I think I'm done investigating. Mostly
it.
because I've run out of ideas, but also because the dice are telling me to stop.
Well, to be fair, I think you asked me some incredible questions, so thank you. Uh, while Inks is looking around trying to kind of measure depth of snow, Godric, while you are standing near the remains of this stump and take a moment to recenter a little, almost the step that moves into divine sense, but not without the literal majesty of that. Um, and you feel not only in this place what was the results of a battle, but you feel the anxiety of one that is actually not truly finished. And as you are staring at the remains of the stump, you see not only are there the twigs and broken pieces of bark that trail branches that trail from this stump to where the giant now lays, there is also a track that digs a little bit deeper through the snow in that same path leading right to the giant itself. Um, and then as you are turning to trace with your eyes this path, from the corpse itself, there is a internal sound of a crack, of something deep and frozen shifting against itself in a heavy way. Something splinters, and through the snow and ice within the torso of this corpse, a massive sprout of plant life spews and crawls itself out and gives out an ungodly shriek that rattles with that reedy breath. Something dying and wretched. It is spilling black ichor and the frozen blood of this fallen Fomorian. And as she pulls herself, first her arms, shoulders, head, and then torso and legs free of this corpse, you see a sick, ragged, wicked and wrathful dryad who sees more life within her own grove and the shattered corpse of the tree that she once was bonded to, and her mind fractures. We are going to roll into initiative.
Hey.
Damn. Poor Dryad.
Yeah. Not one of the happier encounters. How do
We
I
are in
what
the
do
We're
I
not
add?
on the battle
Feywild.
map.
We are in the Feywilds after all.
Yeah, they've added folders, and now I don't know how to. Okay, there we go. I didn't know how to move you guys from one folder to another. Oh, fuck. No, don't do that.
Where's Godric? And then I was like, oh yeah, I way over the fuck there.
Initiative.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Okay, that's everybody we've got for now. All right. So I don't on this map, unfortunately, have body of corpse, but this little grove right here, or this little pillar space, will be where the body has been. So you will have to walk around that if you choose to get within melee Godric. But this is her. Oh, I've got art.
Sure about that?
You sure about that? You sure? about
Woohoo!
No, thank you.
Inks, you are
Hmm.
first.
Oh shit. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at stuff.
that? Damn.
Yeah, I will come up and give a punch. Bam. 28.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, that'll hit.
Good start.
Yeah.
10. Stunning
Okay.
strike.
Okay. 21.
Yeah, that'll do
Okay.
it. 30.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, hello.
Hey, nice. Okay.
How are
New
you?
highs.
Yeah. Let's stunning strike again. I don't like this thing.
Okay.
And then flurry of blows.
28.
28.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you
All right.
strike her, her tough, barky body is not as easy to find the magical pathways in as you'd like.
Shocker.
Yeah.
15.
That will miss.
Yeah. 30
There you go.
again. And this time we're adding on Hand of Harm.
All right. Do I need to make another con save?
Nope, it just
Okay.
happens. And she
Oh,
is.
no, I mean another stunning strike.
Oh, no, no, no.
Okay.
And is she immune to poison? I say she, I don't know for sure. Oh, yeah, I see boobs.
Hey, hold on.
Oh, that's fair.
Check
That's
yourself.
absolutely fair. I
Yeah.
apologize. I rescind my statement.
No, it's okay. This dryads are dominantly feminine or female, and I tend to lean that direction. So
Tight.
yeah, as we learned that satyrs and dryads were historically the counterparts to one another. So satyrs always were male, dryads were always female. But I mean, it's 2024. Everyone can do what they want.
That's fair. Are they? Ooh, look at me.
uh,
Immune to poison.
she is immune to poison, as she is deeply,
Ah,
deeply poisoned. Oh, Cody appears to have been AFK away, but it's on his way.
sorry. Wait, immune to poison but deeply poisoned.
She is a poisoned creature, so she is currently immune to
Okay,
poison. Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
Immune to poison. Okay, then she suffers no other effects.
Okie dokie. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No, that it. Why
Okay.
does it say 45 out of 45?
Yeah, buddy, we can help you out.
Oh, so tight.
Okay, it's my turn. Sorry, parenting. Ooh,
Yeah.
poisonous thorns and sapping vines. Those are fun attacks.
Let's try poisonous thorns.
Yeah, we're gonna do 2 poisonous thorns and 1 sapping vine.
Okay. We can do 3 poisonous. It's fine.
Um, we'll throw our poisonous thorns at first Godric, then Finny and then try to grab Inks with the sapping vine. Okay. Bad rolls. Finny, what's your AC?
Don't even ask.
What, what, what does that mean?
13.
What is it?
13.
15? Okay, so I do hit you with a 15. Jeez.
Yep.
Here.
That's what I said.
Hello. I'm sorry, Cody. I'm sorry, I got
Look.
the dates all fucked.
Look, the way I read it was when you said you had plans, I
Mm.
just misread it.
Ah, I see.
I
I
misread that one.
apologize.
And then this is one of the few times where I got home and my phone went over there and wasn't over here.
Okay.
Yeah. I gotcha.
No worries, no worries. If you're feeling up to it, come on
I'm
in,
down.
roll into initiative. We have just started this combat.
The Triad popped out of a Fomorian.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, poisonous thorns to Finny. I have 15
Oh.
points of piercing and 11 points of poison.
Ouch.
How do you feel about poison, Finny?
That's a great question.
I think you don't get resisted. Well, no, we are high enough level. You might have it. I was gonna say I don't see spore druids this high level very often.
Yeah.
Spreading spores.
Spreading
That's not it.
spores, fungal infestation. That's also not it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I think
Yeah, nothing that.
not yet. Anyway, so yeah, 15 piercing, 11 poison, and then a con save against the poison condition.
All right.
What level are you?
Son of a fuck. I'm gonna use an inspiration.
Finny should be 13.
Oh, okay. I thought we were
Right.
14. I'm 14.
Oh wait. Then
Yeah,
yes,
no,
you should be
y-
14 too.
You
I-
guys
I-
got an extra level from the.
Yes, but I'm
book.
remembering now. Ted and I talked about this, and you weren't there. I wanted you and Ted, if he was going to bring in a new character, to come in at everyone else's level. I didn't want you to lose out just because you
Gotcha.
wrote someone else.
It's like
Uh,
Mel took the class too, and then you brought in a new character.
Yeah.
Well, more importantly, Finny on her own is a level 14
Yeah, yeah.
spellcaster.
So yeah. Then the fungal body.
uh,
Hella.
fine. Yeah. God damn it. 13. Does that save?
It doesn't, but Maggie, did you say that the
So fungal body, 14th level spore druid. She can't be poisoned. She can still take poison damage, but she can't be blinded, deafened, frightened, or poisoned.
all right, also
Crits
Okay.
don't work.
you
either.
you're immune to critical damage. Unless you're
Wow.
incapped, apparently.
Yeah.
Wait, what? That's
Yeah.
part of it?
Uh-huh.
Blinded, deafened, frightened, poisoned,
got-
any critical hit against
The
you.
kind
is
of
spore
normal.
druid
glitchy?
has a
Um,
constant 100% all the time cloud of spores around them. You just can't see them. Like
Mhm.
nobody's getting a crit on you.
It's a Gara
What?
from Naruto.
You also have
situation.
full blind sense.
Yeah, like
What?
within that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Full blind
Correct.
sense. You cannot be blinded or deafened. Full blind
that-
sense.
Okay.
That happens at 14 for a spore druid.
Correct.
I gotta get in touch with Sean and see if we can't.
Yeah.
Gotta retcon some shit that happened to our buddy.
You never got the skin see.
Not being blinded is not the same as blind sense, just to clarify, because
Yeah.
blind sense you see invisible things.
Yeah,
Fair.
true. So that was 11. Sorry, 11
For this cookie
piercing and
15
15
piercing,
poison.
11 poison.
Gotcha.
You got the numbers right. It would have come out the same.
Thanks.
And then the next poisonous thorn missed Godric. The sapping vine launches itself out of the corpse of the Fomorian under your feet, Inks, but you duck out of its way and it
Nice.
misses. And then it is Toric's turn. Oh, there is initiative drop after those two high rolls.
Sorry, I'm finishing my cookie.
No problem,
Oh.
man.
I wasn't here early enough to
Hell
ask
yeah.
about the cookie.
This was fucking amazing. It was a chocolate chip cookie made with brown butter and spelt flour instead of regular flour.
Oh,
Oh my god,
oh,
That's a cookie.
that was amazing. And it was like almost like it was chocolate cord, like a filled chocolate chip. It was
Oh.
oh.
I gotta raid that like that guy I'm going back to. It was not a Mike cookie, but it was a Rob cookie. Those two might have to duel it out for my affection at this
You
point.
bet.
Oh my god, that was good.
You found another
You can
suitor.
have multiple cookies, Ted.
You can have more than one cookie suitor.
Also,
Mike and
cookies
Rob
are
are the
something-
Nick and Knack of the farmers market.
Yeah. I like the idea of two cookie practitioners dueling it out. Jess has no context for that, but she is looking across the couch at me.
The Great British Bake Off does exist.
She
Yeah,
is
very
pointing out
true.
that I have told her about Ted's cookies.
All right, I will spend half my movement. I will hop off Pecoreba and just say, why don't you go hide over there for a bit. I will be okay. And then we'll spend 20 feet of movement to go down here, and I will take some shots.
Right.
I just tried to hit T over the token.
Oh, yeah. I still do that.
I need to target this
Sorry.
thing. No, I don't. Okay.
Holy
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
hell yeah.
Welcome to the fucking
Yeah.
Feywild. As tempting as it is to dump all my grit into 4d12 extra damage, we might actually do something else today, so. Okay, I hit the button. Okay.
Ow.
That's 31? Yeah.
Oh, okay. You see part of her barky hide get blown off. That'll hit too. Oh,
14 and oh, well, just it's a good thing I did a recap today. I'll just spend an inspiration on that.
gee,
Hey.
Why, dice? Are you tempting me? No grit.
Like this is an answer to
And
what
that's
happened to you
32.
last night.
32. Yeah, it's very similar vibe.
Yeah, this is like the exact opposite. Let me do my first thing. Critical failure. Oh,
Thanks.
I didn't want to use that gun anyway. It's fine.
All right. Anything else for your turn, Torek?
Nope.
Okay. Did you want to send Pekreva off, or do you want her just where she's at?
No, I'd want her to. God, I actually have to like right click it to tell it to do the little arrow instead of it just doing it. I miss you already, Patrick. I'm just kidding. Peccary will run off where she is out of the line of fire.
All right.
I have not had time to. I have not had the foresight, rather, to give her extra hit points yet.
All right, Finny, you're up.
All right. I think Finny is going to. I'm trying to decide whether I run in and hit or I cast a spell. Oh, I should have prepped Barkskin. Crumbs. That'll
That
show
explains
me.
the 13 AC.
Yep, it sure does.
Like you got spongy skin, it'll be fine. You can't get crit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to at least get into yeah, I think I'm just gonna move up here and hit the Dryad with the Moonsicle. Oh my
Oh.
god. crit fail. I'm so mad.
I don't think we've ever described this blade in its appearance, but it is in fact like black steel. And as like Finny, you hold it, you can smell that even though it is made of steel because it's supposed to be, you detect the scent of iron deep within it, and it does shed pure white moonlight. Anything else for your turn? Any bonus actions? You got your spores or anything you want to make use of?
That is a reaction, which
'Kay.
is funny. Let me. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like a bop
The-
back feature.
Oh yeah. Wild shapes are actions.
Full actions
So
for you.
I will. That is all for me.
Okie dokie. All right then. Haza, you are looking at a partial or mostly frozen over corpse of a Fomorian and a very sickly and insane dryad that has burrowed her way through its body chestburster style.
Good.
Yeah.
Given that my blade is not out yet, I will run forward. As I do, I will call Will to my hand. Will appear about 3 times Will's regular size as a great sword that I have in both, like wielding in both hands. And I will move up to next to the sickly dryad.
All right.
I don't think I have a bonus that I want to do, so that'll be it. Also, my health is weird.
Oh, it is. Huh.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Too.
It says 40. It's querying
That's so
something. I
wrong.
just have no concept. Oh, there I. Oh, there's a me and a wrong me.
Yeah. Let me get rid of the wrong you.
Is that a past me?
It must be, but I dragged it
Huh.
on minutes ago. But also that
That's
happened to Godric too. Inks is also What is
Yep.
wrong with these tokens?
It's been really Roll20's been really fucky for me lately too.
Okay.
Is
Well,
this the first time since you did the import that we've
this would be the first combat since import, but I
seemed like it
dragged
might
these
be happening.
tokens on earlier tonight, and all of these character sheets are the most updated. So I
Yeah.
don't.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
No.
It's
I'm just
okay.
moving everybody's wrong folks up and then putting your right folks where you go. But you can go on with your turn, Cody.
Oh yeah, I don't have a bonus action, so that's my turn.
Okay. All right. And Olvius.
Ulvius reaches behind him. Says, Hakareva, now you stand back while we. Oh. Okay, Finny, could you. Haza. Oh. Oh. And will spin his tea diffuser with the new tea toad hanging onto the chain. And cast Tasha's mind.
Ooh, okay. It's an int save. You rolled a 9.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And I will duck behind this.
Okay. All right. So 12 points of the psychic damage. Wrong button. There we go. 12 points of the psychic damage. On the next turn, and then it has limited actions. Okay. All right. Please help me remember that because I
Will do.
won't. I'll try.
No worries.
Godric, you are next.
Okay, I am going to um, check to see if it's a bonus action, which I think it is, to do my Radiant Soul. Yeah. So do my Radiant Soul so I can just fly over the corpse.
Mhm.
And I'll land over here. And I'm just going to be coming down full force with the glaive.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 14 will miss. 29 will hit.
That's it.
All right. All right. You just bring your whole body into the weight of the just to let gravity do some work. And Inks, you are up.
Yay, punch. Bam.
Core competency.
That'll hit.
Oh, bam.
Mm-hmm.
Punch again. 19?
Yep.
Bam. Flare blows.
Uh-huh.
Pinch. Ooh, God, so
The hit.
close. Hey, love to see it. And then that I will throw the Hand of Harm onto to do an extra 7.
Oh, fuck.
Sure.
And punch once last time. Don't be a crit. Okay, cool.
That just hit.
See, I called it, so I get a.
God
Oh,
damn
hey!
Oh my
Hey!
god.
Dude,
Uh,
killing it on these.
you ticked down so much of her life just that. Striking at her joints and knees, and you can hear the brittle sounds of her very dry wood just shattering on impact. Anything else for your turn?
Nah, I think that'll be it.
All right. Just fucking 4 HP left and gets to take one action before she gets
Oh, hey,
obliterated.
actually, sorry. She started her turn within 10 feet of me, so I'm gonna use my
Yes.
reaction to
Kill her.
just go ahead and
Just mulch her
necrotic
body.
damage.
Gotcha.
Necrotic damage.
Please,
that
please
do
tell
it?
me what that looks like. Yeah. So her body is all dry wood. She literally had 4 HP. So what do people see as she's eaten?
Like, the air is sort of like glittering passively around Finny most of the time, and it just sort of blackens in a cloud around the dryad and begins just landing spores and growing mushrooms incredibly quickly until it's on the ground and just a little mushroom garden.
Oh my god! Just
Just
wood
withered
chipped and
away.
mulched immediately in the most literal sense of the word. And combat ends.
Hey.
Huh.
Well, that was unfortunate.
Wait, how do you mean?
Oh, the dryad. They're not usually like that.
So
Well,
what happened to her then?
And it kind of
Yeah.
looked like she, that tree that over there, that was her tree, and this giant grabbed it whenever it was fighting whatever group of soldiers it was fighting. Just tore her tree out of the ground. So
Didn't
It's very clear. It is clear that is what happened. And dryads can, if they can manage to survive their tree being destroyed, they I'll give Cody the, I'll give Hazelyn the information that she may have packed away somewhere and fake in fucked up memories anyway.
Mhm.
This is called a dead bark dryad. It is a known phenomenon, very rare but known. In the same kind of fairy tale way that'll let you know a lot of other weird shit in that book you've got.
Yeah, so was the corpse then like her equivalent of a tree?
So she, so since you weren't here, there's a broken stump and the broken tree that was hers. She had essentially buried herself inside of this corpse, and has only just tried to sprout free again to see you guys, to see the killed grove, and so she's now dead, as is the natural thing.
Mhm. I'll relay my findings to the group, probably in like a single word, just a dead bark dryad.
Well, may it return to a tree one day. Uh, did Inks ever relay her CSI findings?
I don't know, and Doug is AFK, but I can't
Damn.
imagine. I mean, like she would have been like looking around. If you're like looking at like the knife wounds and stuff on the Fomorian,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, what are you thinking?
I mean, does that look like something a dryad would cause? Because I feel like she was fighting with thorns and sharp things, but if there are like arrows,
Yeah, that stands out as possibly discordant to you, but without having to roll a check, I would think Finney can recognize the work of blade singers.
oh, so we're in friendly territory.
Yeah.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
You'll find out.
I suppose that's good news. Did they leave anything else behind, or just the arrows and stuff? Finney will like check the area around it for.
I think that you notice that the corpse has explicitly been looted already.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well,
Sorry, Miles is asking me something weird. I'm trying to figure out what it is.
you're okay. Guess we trek forward, right?
No. It's nothing on either body.
Okay, I
Figure
think
out
it
what
pulls
we
it
can
out.
do.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so surrounding the two corpses, the pile of dirt and mushrooms, is there anything anyone wishes to do before you head out? All right. Sorry, were you gonna say something about?
No, sorry.
Okay. All right. As you grab your things back together, whistle for the weasel to return, and head back out to Ilian Bruin, or through Ilian Bruin. Another few hours pass, and you are noticing that there is no changing to the light at all. And looking above you, you see the sort of swirling, misty clouds of winter, but every once in a while do catch partitions into what appears to be a grayish sky, darker than the clouds, but no sun to be seen, but no nightfall either. Um, and begin to feel like the creak in your knees against the cold, beginning to warn you about how long you have been traveling. When along your way you hear yet again other sounds of life. This more filled with energy, but still as small as the odd sounds that you had heard hours before. Someone who appears to be. Uh, you hear the sound of someone sobbing, and you also hear the sound of tap dancing.
Uh-huh. Look to Finny.
Yeah, Finny looks to Hayes.
Okay, we
they,
need to come
they,
up
they,
with like a
they
code word for this is just Fey bullshit.
I think the code word is Fey bullshit.
We got a code. We got a code FB.
Finny nods
Or
slowly.
I guess is this normal for tap dancing and weeping? Or which one is more normal for this part of the work? The wilds.
I think sobbing. That one is a classic ruse.
I hope that's not the same person doing both.
That would be. Oh. Finny just sort of looks down, kind of despondently. No, I get you. That would be much worse. Hmm.
Do you wanna take point as our guide?
She sort of like looks at you with a very tired look. Uh, this might require a silver tongue, which I do not have. Maybe you want to, She sort of like nods towards the sound.
I honestly haven't even thought of like a cover story for what we're doing here.
There needs no cover story.
Just travelers?
Uh, Maybe not so innocent. And if they don't need help, then we leave.
Okie dokie then. Any objections? Look to the rest of the group.
You should all be objecting, to be clear.
Nah, that sounds great.
I have long since given up trying to object to Hayes' heroics.
And I never started.
That's what I like to hear. Okay. Time to go see the weeping tap dancing.
Should be a delightful time. Rolling her eyes.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast this on myself, on Ulvius, and on Pecoreva. That is cast at 3rd level. So that is
Conspicuous.
10 hit points.
As you continue towards the sounds of the rhythmic tapping and the sobbing, you discover to whatever might be the opposite of delight, that it is in fact the same person. There is one individual who appears to be a human gentleman who is not dressed for the weather, who is standing on a pedestal made of stone, tapping away and crying.
Finny's hand just like slaps her like bandage on her eye, and she addresses the dude and is like, "You made a deal with the Fae or something, didn't you?" What were the terms?
As he's
Oh,
choking
hi
through
there.
his through the cold and his breath, he says, "Can you help me get down, please? This satyr cursed me to stay here. I can't move. Well, I can't stop moving. I can't leave this spot.
That
Okay.
sucks, guy. That sucks.
Please, please. My feet are bleeding."
I don't know what to do about. Oh my god.
Uh, please, it is important. I'm not going to help if it's just going to get me stuck up there dancing with you.
No deal. He just jinxed me.
Because
What did you do first?
I don't know, man. We were out drinking. I thought everything was cool. And then I woke up here, on my feet, moving.
That
Dan.
that
Okay.
doesn't sound like fun at all. Here, let me see if I can help. And I will dispel magic.
Spell magic,
Mm.
yay.
All right.
Solves that problem.
I will need you to make an int check.
Just a check.
Yes, correct.
Ooh.
Okay.
Gosh.
All right. You find the hold of the magic that is binding this person. You feel like it is a very, very difficult type of spell to break in its first place. And then the magic of this place makes it even more difficult. You can feel that whatever literal jinx is upon this person does actually make it way harder to undo this magic. But you've rolled substantially well, and you find the little holes within the weave that you can rip open, and the spell falls. This person just drops to his knees, then to his ass, and on and onto his back. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're very welcome. Problem solved. See, studying pays off.
Yeah, that was like you made it look easy.
Yes, that was
Thank you.
incredibly impressive.
Are you good, friend?
Doesn't look
Oh,
good.
yeah, if I can get out of here. How'd you suckers end up out here?
Choice, actually.
Yeah, passing through.
Oh, what the hell? Ugh.
Hmm?
He sits up
Sorry,
and
who the hell are
takes
you
off one of
again?
his shoes. Huh? Oh, Benson. Sorry. I didn't mean to get here. It's one of those, you can just fall through a toadstool ring and end up somewhere, and I thought it was a cool mythical adventure, but
Yeah.
it's been 4 days and I've been on this stupid pedestal.
Finny is just nodding sagely.
Jesus nodding in the exact same manner. I call this some classic Fey bullshit.
The CFB, if you will.
The CFB. Yeah. I don't suppose you know where the toads where you fell through on this side.
Oh, I mean, I don't even know how I got to this spot.
Okay, walk us through after falling through the classic Fey, the CFB.
Mm.
Then you were
Uh,
here, and then what?
I was in the Fae, in the forests,
In the
and
here, uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah.
met my buddy.
Your bud,
Yeah, he took
the
me
one who
to
cursed you.
one of a tavern actually, not very far. I think couple hours from here maybe. It
Okay.
doesn't seem very far. All this stuff kind of looks the same. I mean,
Well,
and
Time also works weird.
then I mean, I thought we were hanging just fine. I was meeting lots of new folks in the area, and then drinking for it felt like days, and then I've been here for definitely days.
weird question. for you, friend. What year is it?
Ugh. I think he's gonna give you the accurate date. I don't think he has not been trapped here for
Uh-huh.
enormously long.
Vinny is
Good-
going to like
good answer.
watch along to how the party reacts to that answer. Oh. Oh.
So, do you think you can't? No. I guess you can walk with us.
If you're good, I think I'm gonna put my bleeding feet in some snow for a few minutes and then
And
figure
then
it
what?
out.
What's your second? Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. Work
Yeah,
through it.
you've got to
Solo.
come up with another plan before
Yeah,
that's
there's
because that frostbite.
yeah, you're working your way through your needs, and that's good. Need number one is feet hurt, and that's fine.
Okay. I'm sorry. Has anybody else just not skipped over the fact he said he's been here for days, which means no eating, which means if he's human, he's dead?
Oh, well,
Mm.
have you been able to eat any snow?
There's also magic in Feywild, a jinx that keeps
Yeah.
you walking. You know
PFP.
here, and I will put a hand on his shoulder and give him 5 lay on hands.
Ah!
Up.
Thank you. That
I
just
just-
did something to me that I didn't understand at all.
What did it? That's a new reaction to me to that.
Yeah,
Usually
it's
it
usually
feels
my
like,
reaction.
yeah, that's Godrix is usually like a warm hug.
Yeah, but do you know that feeling whenever you like sleep on your arm and then whenever you touch it, it hurts? Like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's probably something like that. They've been
That was
doing a jig for
precisely the
4
emotion I
days.
was trying to convey in that anguish scream.
So I mean, if you want us to leave, if you think you got it, we can go, I guess. But I'd prefer you to give me some kind of indication you have any sort of plan or.
I
Will
mean, it's
Julia-
more like I don't really know if I can walk anywhere with you guys right now. I also don't know you, and that's how I got in this situation in the first
Yes.
place.
To be fair, though, Ulvius saved you from the eternal dancing curse, which feels like that you should probably trust us at least a little.
He wipes some
At
like
least-
frozen snot off of his nose and says, "Okay,
Oh.
yeah."
At least trusting
Does
Ulvius.
anyone have a way home for this guy? I'm
He
Wait.
does right there. Those
yeah,
feet that you
well-
just healed. We got.
I
Say,
do.
well, before he
No.
goes home, say Benson, what was this satyr's name?
You know, I actually did write it down, and I tried to conjure it just now, and the name that came to me wasn't the right one. It was Beverly, but I'm gonna stick with that
That's
now.
awesome.
Love it.
Beverly.
Changing it in my notes.
Okay, well, hold on. Wait. If I banish
I'll offer
you,
Benson a cup of tea.
Thank you.
okay, I think I can send you home. Maybe not to where you came out from, but to somewhere on the material plane.
I
Sound
think
good?
that sounds great.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna banish you from here to there. I just need you to
It's the same odds. Go for
yeah, I
it.
need you to trust me to hold on. Does anybody have any questions for Benson?
No, but
What are
probably
you insane?
What?
No, that's my question for Benson. Yeah, just anywhere on that entire planet. You can drop
Yeah.
me in a fucking volcano or the middle of the Anarok desert. It's fine.
Yeah,
I-
it's way better here
well-
where I can just get jinxed by my drinking buddies. I hear ya.
Oh
No,
yeah,
no.
because that's never gonna happen in Faerun, you know. End up
Listen,
in
man,
Fae, you'll be great.
Do you want to stay here forever?
All right, well you do have me there.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I don't
saying,
even know
there's
you.
safer ways to get back.
Okay. I he
There's
presents a
another
good
option.
point.
What is
What?
the other option, please?
My stick.
The Voyager
Your-
staff.
Hmm
What?
I have
Oh.
a stick.
Can
That's a
it?
pretty cool stick. I what's the word I'm looking for? Dear God.
Okay.
No, something my life for it.
Traded.
Sacrificed?
No. Oh God, guys, I'm still alive. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
sorry. I'm trying. Endangered. That's the word.
Endangered. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, that's where I was trying to go.
Okay. So the other way I have will only doesn't work because we're not on the same plane that we need to be for it to work anymore. Do you got a thing that works across planes?
Uh-huh.
What is it?
It's my Voyager stuff. I can teleport people where they want to go. It will take a while, but he looks like he probably wants to sit for a minute.
Do you have to go with it, or you could just?
What? Oh God, I don't think so, right? No, because we sent what's her face away when we first got it.
Yeah, wait, hold on. I mean, whoever had the Voyager staff traveled there and then came back with it, so
I am looking at the Voyager staff here, and the biggest spell that it has is teleport, which doesn't cross planar
planes.
dimension.
Oh, doesn't? How did we
Mm-mm,
send that
no.
person back then?
Ularith was still
They were
on
on
the.
the
Witherith was on the material plane.
Ah, just kidding. I take
And
everything
It
I
just
have
feels like it's in a
teleportation
vacuum.
service,
Yeah.
which again has the problem of not being cross-planar.
All right, just kidding. Banish him.
Oh, wait. You might feel the effects of hunger. So maybe eat something before you go. And she will give him a little mushroom.
He's gonna look
Does it-
around at everybody to verify that that's a good suggestion.
It'll taste fine.
I mean, it'll taste like a mushroom, but it's magic.
Yeah.
You should eat it.
It'll feel good.
I think
Here,
I've already experienced the worst thing that's already happened in my life. I might as well give this a shot.
I don't know. I'm balking now at the idea of sending you. I'll think of somewhere nice and hope that I send you there. You think of somewhere nice too and hope that I send you there.
After he eats the mushroom,
Close
I do
your
want
eyes,
to just say,
Benson. Think of the rabbits. Think of
Yikes.
the rabbits, Benson.
Benson really does need to go home. He just accepted food from a stranger who is a fae. He can't stay here.
Hey,
He did
Not-
accept it and then go like, "Hey dudes, you
He's
do.
not built for
And it
this.
was so easy to tell him to take.
It's not built.
You guys are
Okay,
nice."
Yeah,
also, Finny is not feish.
not a fae,
She's
just a fearful.
fearful
Yeah.
giant.
Thank you for point.
So okay, I'm gonna try to do this magic to you, and I just need you to accept it and go with it. And then if I hang on to it for a minute, then you'll be there.
Okay, but if I wake up on that pedestal again, I'm gonna be real mad. I won't be able to do
I
anything about it, but you get it.
I don't think you should. Are you from the pedestal?
No, just kind of like, I mean, you could be lying to me, you know?
I-
I'm just
I mean,
we're on
that's
good
a
faith.
that's a fucked up thought. You wouldn't know if you were from the pedestal.
Send this poor man back, please.
Okay, close your
We'll
eyes.
find out
Well,
soon.
no, don't close your eyes. Open your eyes. You're gonna want to be able to react quickly, just in case. Here is 2 days of rations. Here's a dagger and some normal rope. I wish I had more for you.
But I'm not
I'm
giving you my magic room.
I'm gonna and I'm like wrapping the rope around the hemp rope around him. Okay, I'm gonna try to put you in a city, but I don't know, and you'll have no way of letting me know. So, good luck, Benson.
Hasta la vista.
Everybody say bye to Benson.
Goodbye, Benson. Enjoy the city of
Bye,
brass.
Benson.
No, nope. Prime material. Prime material.
Bye, Benson.
Bye, Benson.
As
Oh, it's occurring to me I could have done another person to double check and make sure that it's somewhere good. Okay, well,
If you have no control over where it is, what makes you think you could at all hit the same spot twice?
optimism.
Got you there.
Yeah, I try to cast banishment on Benson.
yeah, it doesn't matter if he resists or not. You can't tell.
Yeah,
He's just gone.
it's just gone. He doesn't
And you
show back
think-
up on the pedestal, right?
God, it would be funny,
Because
but
I'm
no.
definitely looking directly towards the pedestal, hoping he's not a pedestal guy.
I mean, you look to the pedestal, and in like the print where his body had fell in, you can see that there is like a wet envelope that is sealed, like sitting on the pedestal in the
Okay.
space that was behind him.
God.
I'm gonna focus on making sure Benson stays where he is.
I would
Somebody wanna
love
go check
to
the
read that
envelope?
letter.
You find a little wax sealed letter. You just crack the seal. There's no emblem on it, or it's just wax. And inside is just a very rough scrawl in common that just reads, "Just say sorry, dickhead," with a little winky face.
Is there any way that you could send this with him? No, it's too late. Never
He's
mind.
gone. He is
But
gone.
it's far
Can
too
you
late.
banish
Got-
objects?
I mean, I could bring him back and do it again. I've got
Honestly, could you?
what? I don't. But then I won't have. I mean,
I
I
hit
could.
Haza.
You've got like 15 seconds to decide that. 12.
Oh my god.
Any,
You're
Yes.
not actually going to bring him. Oh,
Yes, do it. He has to learn his lesson.
I don't think I should. I don't think I should. I'm gonna. I
Well,
think he's safe
what
and
do you-
good, and everything's good.
What do you mean he has to learn his lesson?
4,
Well, he has something to apologize
3,
for. He should know what it was
2,
about.
1. Lesson learned. He's gone.
Great. Can we get back to our Fate of Two Worlds mission?
Yeah.
Oh,
Glad we
right.
saved the
Yeah.
guy from
I mean-
dancing because of his own hubris. So
Yeah. Well, that was kind of fucked up, though.
was it?
Finny
We
ever
don't
take-
know why he's up there. You got some weird you got some weird moral hangups there.
Yeah. I mean,
Survived 4 days without food. Clearly the dancing wasn't gonna kill him. I mean, where you sent him might have, because
yeah. That. I
Whoops.
mean.
do you know there's a whole place called the Trollmoors? You want to know why it's called the
I-
Trollmoors?
I can guess.
Because of all the
Trolls?
trolls.
I thought of nice.
He's just
places-
in Ulurith.
It's in the void where it
I
used
thought
to
of
be.
I thought of nice places for Benson. So until I know otherwise, or can double check when we get back to the prime material plane, I'm gonna assume Benson's good.
There's another way to do it.
We are gonna go on a whole mission where we just send one of those paper birds to Benson and we just follow it, and it's going to some horrible places.
Yeah, Benson
everywhere.
He
quest.
goes to the middle of the ocean.
That's our level 18 mission. Is the Benson quest.
I mean,
Counterpoint.
as long as that bitch is flying, he's alive. So
Counterpoint. If you banish one of us right now, it either sends us to the same place it sent him, or
No, it
it
won't.
doesn't, and we
Or
know that-
literally
No,
any
it
other
doesn't.
bodies are not the
Yeah,
trail.
it could just go anywhere.
Well, if it's the
Thing.
latter, then we know you have no control, and he's probably dead now.
Well, I
most
don't need
of the
to.
places on the plane probably wouldn't kill you. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know
Not
how
I
much
mean,
immediate
Yeah, I
threat,
think it's the
yes.
by
opposite.
volume, most of it's water, but I don't.
I don't know that. Godric doesn't know that.
I just okay. Fuck everyone. I saved his life. Well, technically, Ulvius saved his life first, and
And then you killed him.
I,
I'm proud of you. Can we go?
I hate that the first time you said that was like that.
Hey, Hazel. You did your best. Take that however you like.
Fuck all of you. I'm walking. Yeah, guess what? I got winter boots. Go fuck yourselves. I hope you all shiver.
I like not thinking about where Benson is.
Yeah.
I like not letting that
It-
one have
Enjoy
a,
it. Enjoy it while you can. Said the
will.
wizard who just picked up scrying.
I mean, sending was the other thing that I was like, that's just gonna undo it. But for right now, he's in Schrodinger's box.
Yeah.
Was Finny briefed on the mission before we took off, or was she just like employed as like a guide?
I think Finny. That's a good point. I think Finny has been given the task of taking these people to Ilian Bruin, and is assumed that you will go with them to Senelise. And I think that she would be given the context that this bears the import of the artifacts, of which you have some comprehension.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you probably know less. You definitely know less than Mel does about these items, but the Blades Midsummer and Midwinter you have probably seen with your own eyes at some point.
That's crazy.
Very likely in one of the many years you were here, one of the combats that did exist prior to the loss of Midwinter. I believe that would have fit into your timeline. You may have seen one of these combats held at the Unseat, like within the Unseelie Court.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Damn.
I will
Okay.
leave that up to you. I think if you want that to be as close to her as you'd like, but that's open to you if you'd like. So you're not as far behind as everybody.
I think it would be I think it's good for her to have like an understanding about what it means, but not necessarily like other than other personal
challenger.
attachments. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knowing as much
Yeah.
as the party does, because the party has been doing some like up close and personal contact with like the big important ones.
Yes. Yeah. And you would definitely know of the Feathered Knight who has issued this challenge to combat. Though I don't think you are as emotionally involved in that. You just know it's happened. It's in the news.
Right.
Okay. Back to the road, back on your walk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's do our 15-minute break here then and come back at the top of the hour. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. the number of you continue on your odd path through the frozen forests. And let me see what else may be coming along the way. Yeah, there we go. As you are approaching what appears to be the thinning of the trees, very near the forest's edge, and shockingly close to what appears to be the trail that Finney has been taking you along. Um, as you are aware, there are not roads, but you can feel as the trees are thinning more of what appears to be traversed path, hunting grounds, patrol area, like places that you can tell are watched by non-animal kind, mostly because there is significantly fewer animals. Um, uh, Not that there were many to be heard or seen in the first place, but you felt them watching you from the shadows, and now that feeling over your shoulder melts away. And as it does so, you find, in passing, this is not something you get a vibe for as you approach, but you literally walk past a small dugout amphitheater that is set with stones and literally a piece of architecture of some kind that has ice and snow across every seat of it. It's maybe about 6 levels deep and 30 feet across. It's surprisingly large. And sitting within the amphitheater are a number of animals that are just staring down into the pit. And at the stage of the amphitheater, it appears to be empty except for a cloud of swirling and dancing snowflakes. Amongst these animals as well, you can see a littering of bones and old deadened things that catch your attention immediately as some animals, but also definitely the remains and quite old and partially snow buried remains of humanoids in this little amphitheater. And I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, it's just what I
Nice.
said.
Oh
It sounds like a big
boy.
ass nope.
Is it a charm effect?
It is a charm effect.
So I'm good.
Okay.
I do
I
not
got that.
have
I got that
advantage.
dog in me.
I will
Okay.
spend an inspiration.
And then Godric, you're rolling twice.
Hey.
Damn.
All right. As all of you are walking past this phenomenon, all of you feel the compulsion to stare on the snowflakes and are taken in by the intricate beauty that is what would very much, even from your small distance and not sitting within the amphitheater, an intricate, delicate, literal dance of these flurries. But none of you are compelled to go and sit. You are allowed to pass, and you feel a little bit of that empathy for all of the things that are down in that pit.
Didn't make it. Failed their
Ooh.
wisdom save.
hmm
Bummer.
And passing through the last of the thinning trees, you find what is certainly the outpost, Sleep Wallow. It is a fortified, winterized structure that is coated in ice and snow, but and is sculpted from such as well. But you see many built architectural features very much in like log cabin fashion, or even mountain fortress wooden logs that haven't even been stripped of their bark, lashed together to create walls, doors, structures, buildings, um, combined with what would appear to be the magical sculpture of ice. I think I've got a. I do.
Ooh.
And a well lit and well guarded path of what appear to be humanoids who are stark white in the stark white snow, standing with lights and either blades or staves and watching. Clearly, a head or two turns in your direction as you begin to approach the outpost. And I'm saying outpost. For frame of reference, it would appear that there's a good handful of buildings, possibly 10. So smaller than a hamlet, but bigger than one house. Um, and anything you would like to state doing before approaching?
Finny is waving at them.
I will sling my gun.
Yeah, make sure Will is not here.
Okay. All right. A scout is sent out to meet you before you can approach the outer gates. And as she strides forward, you can see she's elven, very young. Her skin is almost translucent white, as is her hair. And her eyes are startlingly blue as she approaches. And she says, "We've been expecting your return," as she says to Finny, "Is this the accompanying party from Astrozalion?"
Yes.
She turns and to everyone and looks at all of you, and you can feel as she looks that all of you, she is emanating cold herself. And she says, "Hazelin?"
That would be I.
She nods, and she says, "Are there others of name who should be introduced?"
I suppose that depends on if they wish to be introduced. I glance towards the group.
Thanks, Rose. Pleasure.
She nods. She looks down at you almost with a little surprise. And then turns to lead you to the outpost, to the front gate. She signs up to the doorkeepers to have the doors opened, and you see great mechanical mechanisms bring the mechanical mechanisms. God damn it! That bring the doors inward for your entrance, and then as you pass, they are brought to close again. Within the outpost, there is a as Vil, this guide will assist you. There are a couple of places that you can find rest. There is the tavern called the Cruck House. There is a general store if you need supplies, and she does recommend that you do attend there. If you continue to travel through Ilian you are going to become very cold, and gathering resources at the general store to prepare you might make the trip easier. And she also suggests leaving offerings at their shrine and temple may offer you better travels. And as she is disclosing some of the things to you, she also says Yes. You've come at a difficult time for us. We are currently under the watch of the Winter Warden. Titania has chosen a master to stand in the place of her son, as he has been absent from many of his duties. And the Winter Warden has elected to take this time to visit our outpost in the. Sorry. Sorry, part of my train of thought vanished. Let's see. He's here to ensure that our facility is in operation to its maximum. Given that many of us are still under, in some fashion, obligation to the Prince of Frost, it is imperative that places such as ours, far and away from Senelise, can show that we still have alliance with the Queen of the Summer Court, as we, as far away as we are. And so she's stressing that the people here are currently under watch by a major boss.
On their best
and
behavior.
yeah,
being
and
cautious.
and it's weird now. You've moved from Astrozalian, which is a trade and military outpost in some fashion, to a literal straight military outpost where every Fey person that you pass by, and you do not pass any others, bristle. And like, not only are they literally emanating like cold energy off of their bodies, but they stare at you with a fear, a concern, and almost bitten tongue about what, not trespassers, but newcomers, as arranged as you are, may bring to them while they are under the watch of the Winter Warden. Ugh. She does say, however, that he would be the person to speak with if you would like to arrange for an escort to take you to Senelise, and that if that good faith with Chandria should be able to grant you some, but you would need to confer with him personally.
That sounds like a good deal.
Except escort means official.
And is it not official business? I mean, the big lady sent you herself, right?
True. It's, I guess, how loud. If we're going maximum loud, then yeah, I suppose trumpets and fanfare will do.
Sorry, isn't the are these
do
not the
not-
same people that we were warned about? Am I missing something?
She says to
Sorry, that
you,
was
Torek.
very quietly to Haza and the rest of the party, because we have been warned against individuals from
The Winter Court, yeah.
the Winter
Why don't you roll me a
Court.
stealth roll then?
Well, that's why I just said the people we were warned about. I did not use names.
Yeah, but there is enough happening politically that she has an understanding of. I mean, she just spelled out that the Prince of Frost is currently
Mhm.
absent from his responsibilities. There is a new individual who is in their place, and she has said that several members within the Winter Court still hold alliance to the Prince of Frost. So, yeah. So the things that you are saying match up with the concerns that she is aware that the Winter Warden is here to address. And an 11 is certainly lower than her passive wisdom.
Sure.
And so she will actually restate that so that, yeah, so the Torek has understanding. Is that clear? Do I need to restate? Do I need to say it again in a different way?
No, it was clear the first time. That was just
Okay.
Torek addressing the party about.
Okay, gotcha.
And my understanding is that normally yes, except the person we were warned against is currently absent, and the stand-in
Yes.
is more favorable to us,
That is correct information. Yeah.
technically speaking, at least.
In the mathematical sense, yeah.
Yes, well, in that it is not the worst case scenario, which would actually be the Prince of Frost, which should be hugely problematic for us. Okay, so I guess first, do we want to shrine, then goods, then rest?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Which way is the temple?
Vil will point down the pathway to a described as a garden and pagoda designed to let ice drip from above and run rivers over the earth and water and allow scrappy growths to spring up amongst a frozen pond. It's a very open shrine with a stone basin where you can leave tokens for travel. It is being tended by a very old naiad who is gray with age and with the frigid cold. She's sort of sitting partially within the water and forming like ice rivers as well in the same paths that the water's running down. She welcomes you and says that you are welcome. You are welcome to make yourselves comfortable. Offering should give you guidance in your path. It is an exchange of power within the world and yourself. I should warn you, it still is a deal within the language of the Fae to leave an offering here, but it is a deal with the land itself. The land is forgiving and understanding.
And you said the shrine itself has just got like, it's like an ice thing with dripping on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will walk up to the front, incline. I don't like bow or anything. I just incline my head, and I will uncork my one remaining potion of upcast and
Ooh.
overturn it onto the altar.
Oh, okay.
It
All
is
right.
a fairly, it's the most like magical, and also liquid feels appropriate here,
Mm.
considering.
You do this, and you are granted as this potion splashes over the basin and pools into the snow around as well. You hear every flake of snow that is melted by this liquid as it falls into pieces and splashes into water. And you have a +5 to all perception and survival checks from this point until your arrival at your destination.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Eyes
And this,
completely dilated when I turn back around.
the naiad gives you a smile and waves her fingers in thank you.
I'll do the same with the potion of healing.
Okay. leaving an offering grants the same boon for everybody. So,
Toy.
yeah, do what you will, and I'll just add. I would like to know if you choose to leave an offering. I would like to know what is being left.
Obvious will pour some tea out for his homies.
Oh man.
That does
That's-
interest the Naiad, mostly because it's boiling water and what it's doing to the snow is fascinating.
Misinterpreting it, Obvious will offer the Naiad a cup.
You know what? She will take that, and in return, she will give you, Fey trinkets, a carved stone that she has that has some runes upon it for you. All right. Want to head to the general store?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The Pilgrim Center is the name of the store. And the Eladrin there can help you get together winter clothing that is going to cost 15 gold a person, and will make it so you will not have to make saves while you are traveling and needing to rest. And when that kind of gets brought up, you are suddenly hit with the exhaustion for having walked an undeterminable amount of time in a very cold place.
uh Finny will like look through her bag and just say, will 8 gold covered it?
Benny, we have plenty.
Uh, okay. You can
Okay,
help
hold
with
on.
the difference.
Explicitly not a Fey deal thing. Take the 15 gold. Get some warm clothes.
You're
You don't know
sure?
anything. Yes.
Uh, then it's a bargain. And she like reaches her hand out to shake on it.
You will keep us well provisioned in mushrooms. Reach out to shake your hand. Separate from this, do you need anything else?
That's a great question. I don't think so.
I'm also selling potions of cold resistance for 200 gold apiece and healing potions for 40 gold apiece.
I'll grab one of each.
All right.
It was
You get
40
military
and
discounts by
200.
buying straight from the outpost. Huh?
Nice. 240.
Yeah, 240. Yep.
Yeah, I think.
As you two are making purchases, the Eladrin who is manning the supplies, the supply counter, says, "Have you guys been doing okay through the snow? Folks about your size usually fall right through. You don't look
I
as
can.
wet as you could be."
You'd be surprised how easy it is to just walk on it.
Mhm. Light feet.
Light feet, light work. Cool.
Yeah, there has been something. I think there's been something different since the prince has been removed from his place in holding. I feel it's drier than it ever has been. It kind of looks at one of the other attendants, who sort of gives a weird nod of recognition, or like sort of dawning realization that like the world has changed a little bit for them. It just hadn't really been perceived yet. Where are you all headed?
I think
I think
first
we need to
to
rest.
Yeah.
All right. They can point you to the tavern. Uh, it's called the Crook House, owned by Crook Hardknuckle, who is this battered old goblin who jingles with trinkets and yells at every elf who is in the tap room until they finish up their break time and leave.
Could I get that name again?
Yeah. Crook Hardknuckle.
That's awesome.
I can't imagine him not like brandishing just the knuckle on like his pointer finger at people.
He's got like
Charlie horse knuckle.
a little like cane that's just a knotted piece of wood, and the way that his hands claw over the top of it, each finger that is that has a ring upon it is very clearly seen. As you approach, he sort of like sniffs in your direction, and
Good.
his scowl softens significantly, and says, "You guys carry coin?"
Some of us.
Yep.
He uses his cane to shove the door open, and I'll start a fire. And he hobbles inside.
He seems nice. Relatively speaking.
You hear him grumble as he hobbles into the kitchen and comes back out with lamb burgers and stuffed buns.
You want to talk price first, or
Nope.
okay?
Starts throwing things onto the table for you.
Maybe we should.
You'll have to be a little firmer. He is going to continue to grab things and writing them onto a bill.
Oh, thanks. So this is all free. That's very kind of you.
He grumbles and continues to scribble, and then comes back with some beers for you.
Great. So you agree this is all free?
And he'll scribble out the last of the things that he puts on that little list, and he says, "Rooms are a gold apiece," and he drops the bill that totals to 20, and 20 and 5 actually, silver, to you, and it really is up to you whether or not you choose to abide by that.
It's 25 silver.
Sorry, 20 gold, 5 silver.
Okay, 20
Yeah.
gold, 5 silver to Hard Knuckles. Shack. I mean, yeah, we could. We should just pay the man, right?
Oh,
And
yeah,
also eat.
absolutely.
Okay, how many rooms do we want to? How many rooms is this place even? I took like a step back to look at it.
It's a smaller inn since it's not actually a
Mhm.
place to stay, but you could guess maybe 3-4 rooms in the building.
Do we want to just try to get all of them?
Sure.
I have no money in this game.
Um,
Uh,
I think for the night, we can probably get by with just one room.
For
What?
all 4 of us? 5?
You're just gonna stack on top of each other?
Well, no, I've been studying.
Studying what?
studying magic with all of you for like 16 days.
Yeah, but how
16 days.
have you developed a way of multiple people occupying one bed? A bed in beginnings spell.
Haza, you can just do that normally. Multiple people
What?
can occupy the same bed.
Yeah, but not this
Are you
many.
feeling
Even
well?
if I can get. Hold on, you are like substantially larger than. I mean, I guess everybody else could probably, if we.
Here,
Elvius, what do you got?
just follow me, please, and
Mhm.
I'll pay for a room and get the key and go up to the room.
Mhm.
And whoever is with me sees me pull out a little pouch with the sugar cubes in it.
Is this before you go in? Or
Uh,
go into the room? Or do
no,
you go
I
in the room
go
first?
into the room.
Okay.
Right.
Before you finish the spell,
Mhm.
when the door opens, you see that the shadows of the room all blink as they all have eyes, and you hear someone say, "Shut the fuck in there," and they all leave. And the bed is fully made. There is a fire that has been lit, like spontaneously upon the door opening. There you go.
It's what?
Yeah,
It's-
go
Now-
on.
That was
Yeah, I
awful. Okay.
think this is even more necessary now.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
What was that?
Hold on. Everyone saw that? That wasn't
No, yeah,
the
that
eyes,
was, in the shadows, and then they
yeah, the
talked
little
and left.
growling. Okay, well,
Sorry, Adam. Continue with your
yeah,
spell.
no
I
problem.
apologize.
Yeah, it's all right. I will stack my little sugar cubes, making a tiny little door. And when I place the last sugar cube in place, the door grows and becomes full size, and I am casting Ulvius's Traveling Tea House.
Oh, yes.
When I open the door and invite everybody in, it's a austere room with a round oak table in the center of it, sort of whitewashed walls, and I busy myself preparing tea for everyone.
That's so cool.
What is the seating situation like in here? Is it just all pillows?
It's one round oak table with 6 chairs that approximate appropriate structure for everyone to sit comfortably and position themselves at the table comfortably. There's at the far end of the room, there is a big set of floor to ceiling glass doors that open out into a little garden that just has a couple little flowers around the edge, but there's just one like weeping willow in the center of it. Along the sides of the room, there are doors for each. There are 6 doors for, and I inform well, yeah, I did the best I could to make comfortable accommodations for people. Um,
It's
uh,
beautiful.
Torix resembles a larger version of the hole that he has occasionally dug for us when we needed to nap, and is filled with nothing rare or unusual, but there's lots of maps and archaeological bits and things that he might find interesting or at least comforting. I apologize to Finney. We just met. I've done the best I could, and it's just a pretty benign, generic sort of nature setting. It is a little mustier than most, trying to take cues from the mushrooms that I've seen Finney produce. On the there's a third door, actually a third and a fourth door on that side. The fourth door being the largest of any of the doors. But I skip over those and go to the other side of the room where there are 3 doors for Godric, Haza, and Inks. And opening those, you'll see that it just opens on to like track and field, like field. There's
Oh my god.
right. And there are 3 rooms off of each of those. 3 little rooms off of that. Godric's has lots of mirrors and trophies and depictions of various glorious battles. Haza has like sword fighting dummies, and Inks's is a small little tavern with posters of Godric plastered up all over.
That is oh my god.
My favorite part
This
about
is
that
so
is that Olvius
perfect.
had to imagine it first.
Yeah.
All the
The-
angle.
Right. The 2 unexplored rooms on the other side. One of them is my room, which when I open the door, anyone who looks inside, it looks exactly like the main room of the tea house. Just a square room, virtually no furniture in it, round oak table in the center. There's a mat like in the corner where I can sleep. And then the fourth door, the largest door, has a little sign on it that says Peccary. And that's it.
Does it have like a dog door like hinge so she can go in?
Yeah, I mean, there's no lock or door handle on it. It's
Oh, gotcha,
just
gotcha.
you're right.
You can just go in.
Yeah, you can just go in.
How long is polite to sit at the table before we get to
You're
go?
well, you're my guest. You can sit or go as you please. There's no obligation.
This is fantastic.
Well, glad you like it. It's nice to do nice things for your friends. If you need anything, you need food or beverages or something, you can just sort of express that need out to the ether, and one of my valets will come and provide it. Not here though, not in the main room. In the main room, I serve refreshment.
As you're speaking, Haza is like slowly drifting towards the track, almost in like a haze.
What would have happened to the amphitheater if she wasn't immune to charm effect?
Yeah, this is
Like a cartoon where somebody smells a pie out on the windowsill. And
Yeah, you guys can go take your long rest and blow off whatever steam you'd like to. It would appear in the traveling tea house.
Okay. I am attuning to the Voyager staff, getting rid of the diadem.
Okay.
Hey,
Hanging out in
Olvius,
your room.
Yep.
Can I drag the dummies out into the like courtyard area? Is that allowed?
Yeah, sure. I guess. I mean, I'm not sure why you'd want to drag them out in the courtyard when you have the big area for all the athletic competitions. But yeah, if you'd like to practice under the willow tree, certainly.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess there is multiple courtyards and you said athletic field.
Look
Yeah.
over and Godric is practicing shot put.
Oh, Godric, throw one of those at me and see if I can hit it.
Jesus.
With that, I close the door with them on the other side.
You hear a muffled.
The loudest thud ever shouted by a shout.
And you
Okay.
just hear inks. I appreciate you interpreting a tub of ale, but I was not being metaphorical.
All right. So it sounds like you guys can take your long rest.
Yeah. Long rest. I get those freaking HP back.
You guys took damage.
Oh, sorry. I
So
can
the
just
long
press
rest.
the long rest button.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Anything anyone else wants to say that they are doing within that long rest?
After getting my excitement out, I definitely will spend a significant portion of the evening in the like common area with Ulvius. Assuming Ulvius doesn't give the vibe that he wants to go to his chamber.
No, Ulvius hangs out in the center chamber serving tea and little sandwiches and cookies and whatnot, as long as
Yes.
people are in the center chamber.
Actually, in a moment when it is just the two of us, I think in between cookies, I look up and say, "So, do you think we should take the official escort or try to get in somewhat secretly before announcing ourselves?"
Oh, I'm not really the right person to ask. I don't really. Trust that we've been told anything uh, that is actually going on here. I know you're part of the military operation, but it wouldn't be the first time that soldiers were lied to. I'm putting my faith in all of you.
That's part of why I'm asking is obviously I'm biased towards asking somebody with authority to make this easy for us in spite of, the fact that it might announce us. And to be fair, our goal when we get there is to announce ourselves anyway and bait out a
Well,
fight, but
given that, it seems like now would be an odd time to make additional enemies. Guess if we continue along and uh, give no reason for suspicion, we hold our hand closer to our chest. And who knows? Maybe we're lucky and I'm wrong to be concerned.
look, we're being frank here. I'm asking you because you are, are the suspicious one. It'd be you and Torek, and I probably will ask Torek next because he's probably the most tactically minded. But when it comes to, should I call it subterfuge?
Oh, I think I'm pretty open about what I want and how I plan on going about getting it.
It's true. You are very good at hiding everything you do out in the open with both palms up, which is a very
Well,
useful
thank you.
strategy to have.
Yes, I
But
mean, I if if we are being called, if anyone is being called by the Court of Feathers to partake in some ritual, it seems like the last thing anyone should do is go report to the Court of Feathers or try and engage them. It seems like staying as far away from them as possible is the best course of action.
Staying far enough away from really anybody with power,
I mean,
at least until we're on the ground.
if they, I look, I don't really understand, right? There's these Fey artifacts, and there's supposed to be some duel, and this time it's not happening according to plan because a third institution or organization has usurped one of the artifacts, and they're calling for this duel to happen prematurely. Okay, well, why engage with them at all? Why are we not running in the opposite direction? It seems they want the duel to happen. So just by going into the Fae, we're making it easier for them to get what they want. We have some of the artifacts. We have knowledge of where the artifacts are. But again, I mean, we've traveled long enough. You know, that's sort of my first answer to everything that involves or has the potential to involve violence. Is why are we going towards it? I don't like violence. I'm not good at it. I'd like to go in the opposite direction, please. But one thing I have learned is that many in this group are good at violence. And so I do what I can to keep you all out of trouble when it gets out of hand.
The way I see this the game being played here is that one side is trying to cheat, and has successfully cheated so far. And true, we are answering the bait in a fairly meaningful way, but our goal is to cheat back.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent way to put it. Right. And what I'm saying is that if one side is cheating at the game, yeah, certainly one strategy would be to recognize they're cheating and say, oh, so now I'm also going to cheat at the game. But I think a better strategy, what I find to be a better strategy is, oh, you're cheating at the game? I'm no longer playing the game. I'm not interested in the game. You need me as an opponent to win, and I'm not playing. You need to chase me down and force me to play. I'm going to make it as hard as possible.
In spite of my, I guess, the majority of the things I say and do, I am inclined to agree with, were I not asked to do this, I would have probably made a different decision.
Yeah, and look, I understand. And despite my insistence that not playing and running in the opposite direction is the smartest course of action, I'm here too. And I am here because I understand that you have additional obligations and that you and many in this group have a different way of approaching problem solving than I do. And what I have learned over time is that sometimes it's more important to support your friends in the way they're solving problems than it is to insist that my way of solving problems is the right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that I state it plainly to someone who won't roll their eyes externally at me. I'm going to win the game being played here so that I become the champion of Midsummer. That's what's been asked of me, and that is what I'm going to do. That's why I'm doing this, because I don't really think I deserve it, but I also think that I I can handle it.
Well, it sounds like your mind is made up then. And if that is the case, well, then I am here to help you in that endeavor. Then I make a big show. I stand on my chair and roll my eyes in the most melodramatic way possible.
I pound back the cup of tea that I had been theatrically sipping.
I pour him another cup of tea. Sit back down.
I think after that, Haza spends some time not really actively reading the book anymore, just kind of reading it for the storybook appeal of it, as some of the magic has kind of been stripped away from it.
Right. I want to see if we have any of those stories that you haven't read yet.
Yeah, she's not quite as feverish in intensity anymore. A
Right.
lot of it went from fairy tale to lived experience all of a sudden.
Okay, so you currently have the creation of the wilds, the ascension of Chandria,
Mhm.
the Dreamwood. That is all, right?
Yep.
Okay, I've got one more for you incoming. And I think it's deeply apt, so we'll roll with it. Okay, at the bottom is the new Blades of Midwinter and Midsummer story.
Very useful.
Yeah.
I see the bottom one that I can see is the Dreamwood.
Did it copy to the right place? It might not have. Hold on. Description and notes. Yep, wrong place. 1 second. Okay. I think that worked that time.
There we go. Yep.
Great.
Interesting.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, sorry, I was ripping Velcro off something.
Oh
I
no,
guess
you're fine. No, Maggie just sneezed.
Oh, okay.
if I am in the tea room actually, and Ulvius is there serving me, I will absolutely read this aloud to Ulvius
Okay.
or anybody else who's in the tea room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Finny would be curious about like what it's all about and would
Yeah.
love an explanation.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. If Haza would be
Are
willing to
they
share.
able to see this?
I believe so. I believe everyone can. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd absolutely be relaying this. This again, once I realized how slightly more relevant this is, it'd be like, oh shit, actually, more
You should hear
more people
this
need to hear what I'm
too.
saying. Hold on, somebody go get Torque. Torque might have a better like oratory reading voice.
not make Ulvius continue to read out loud to everybody.
Obvious pouts.
You know what? I think between your time in Astrazalian, like obviously you guys you guys were busy and reading, but I think that enough time has passed that I think you should be able to have access to the full book, or like to all of the stories that I have in here that are gonna matter for right now. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. I need to
Cool.
make sure that I've got them all right.
I probably will not read them all right now because then I
Yes.
get deeply distracted and go into a hole doing that.
Yeah. There's not that many more that I have finished that I need to add. I just need to make sure I'm not doubling back. Okay, so I've got the lover's hands. Apologies for the not fun part of this. One sec, I'm almost finished.
No, you're all good.
Okay. All right. I believe that has added 2, possibly 3.
Yes.
All right.
Lover's
And if
Hand,
the copy paste
report.
got fucked up, let me know and I will just format them into a document and share it. Now that you have that accessible and you've sort of gone back over the tales of Midsummer Midwinter, is there any, I guess, further conversation about plans or like intentions? If there are any thoughts starting to sprout in that with this?
Not yet.
Well, in that case, it is the long rest will finish, and you guys have the next day to uh, opt in for the escort or not.
I will put it to the rest of the group to see what everybody thinks.
I mean, I think we might as well.
Usually there's safety in numbers, no? They're friends, right? I mean, you know. Helping you. She points at Asa.
I mean, I suppose the other question is, do you know the way, Finny? If you had to guide us yourself, or is this as far as you know?
GM?
This is as far
Yeah.
into this is as close to the Sealy court as you have ever been in your life.
Yes, this is...
You would be able to navigate, but you don't know the way.
Yes, I could range the woods, but I could not tell you which way to go. Uh, this was kind of where they picked me up. Uh, say a 10-day, 2, 3. How long's it been? No matter. But yes, this is as far as I've come.
Okay, so the pros and cons as I see it is obviously throwing in with a more official attachment does allow us to bypass a lot of the potential hardships of this next part. Puts us in a better shape when we get there, physically, mentally, maybe. However, it signals to the people that we are going there to defeat that we are coming. It's gonna. I can't imagine it's not going to.
Yes, but
Somebody's gonna notice.
they want you to come now. Why would they stop you?
Not necessarily to stop us, but to be ready to get us the moment we're no longer under official protection.
Again,
Which
why would they want to stop us if they're calling for us to come?
they're
Look,
calling for a a duel, but they're trying to cheat and do it out of season. Little at least.
correct. And if you're going straight to them to have the duel, why stop you? It is out of season, but I don't think that matters.
Not so much a stopping as it is we lose any element of surprise we might have by getting there before announcing ourselves. I frankly have no idea how much that is useful, even, but it's a factor enough to present it to the group to think about.
Well, look, I think that as it stands currently, we don't really know enough for any deviation from what our expected behavior is to get us any advantage. I mean, we could try and sneak in on our own without the official escort and announcement, but what does that get us? We don't really know what advantage we might gain from that. So to me, it seems like until we do know, we should just stick with what's expected. We want to save our opportunity to confound them for when we know it will be to our tactical advantage, not simply to do it just to do it.
That seems like sage wisdom to me.
So I just gotta go talk to my second Fey Lord in a week.
But you're important too, no?
Not that important.
I mean, you talk to big ladies face to face.
I was gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because it feels disrespect. I was gonna say she's different, but
It's saying something because Finn is also like
Also a big lady.
very big.
Yeah. But you've been within proximity to Chandria. It is not possible to be bigger than Chandria at any time.
Yeah.
That's one of her weird aura effects, actually.
She
Yeah.
is always bigger
always
than
bigger.
you.
However
Always
big you
bigger.
are, much bigger.
Anything you can do, I can
So,
do bigger.
out of character, it sounds like the general consensus is just stick to the easy. Go well, easy air quotes, and go get an escort from the current winter warden, right?
Winter Warden, yeah. I tried to give him an easier name to help Prince of Frost stand out better.
Yeah, I'll just assume that's a title.
Yes.
Is that
Uh,
correct, everyone?
hmm Sounds like it.
all right. You can head to the longhouse that would appear to be the not only barracks for those who are stationed here, but have very obviously a quarter devoted to the regency that is being hosted here. And that becomes readily apparent by the increased number of even more severe and pressed looking guards.
Mhm. I think
The
I will flag down one of the first ones we see, just
Yeah,
so that we're not walking into the middle of the armed company.
yeah.
Like, better to ask early.
You see that these guards they're still dressed in many of the camouflaged colors of this area, but they also are wearing black tabards, and sort of stand out very much so in comparison. Um, and you get a hold of attention of someone. There's a communication of understanding who you are, and you are brought to the longhouse, where there are several uh, guards, Eladrin, Dryad, Satyrs as the dominant blend, but you see many hobgoblins and goblins here as well, who are resting between their shifts or communicating with their own superiors here. Folks who are very clearly from the outpost, and many who are communicating with the guards who are traveling with the Winter Warden. And at the far end of the long hall, in a mild conference with with many, with a handful of counselors, you see a fey creature is the immediate description of this person. He's thin, he's slender, he is actually fairly short, but instead of the um, what is the word? Like the bluish tones that you've taken from many of the natives to this area, he seems nearly slate gray in comparison. He has very, very long white hair that is loose and moves fluidly in the wind. He has sharp, sharp features and eyes that look black, and his armor is all gray and dark and blends shockingly well within the shadows of the corners of this place already. Were it not for the fact that a mist followed him wherever he walked, and footprints of frost filled after his own footsteps, um, and were it not for the wicked black scythe that rests upon the chair that he stands near and sits upon, um, you might not see him, but there is so much about him that still commands your attention. He is attended by many, like I said, Fayish guards, and then also, very notably, a tiefling with kind of bluish purple skin, who he is talking with a little bit more seriously than everybody else. But as you are led forward by the guard you've spoken with, those of you who have given names to announce, which has been Hazelin, Finny to some capacity, and Inks Riz, you are all formally introduced to the Warden of Winter. And this gentleman moves his hand, his bony, thin hand and long nails, in a way that brushes the attendant back to stand and listen to whatever you may ask of him. He doesn't say anything to you. You see mist leak out of his nose and parted lips as he breathes, but he once again extends those fingers in nearly a dismissive gesture, but indicates for you to speak and make your request.
Yeah, I will like stand up to as much my full height as I can. And say, "Well met, Warden of Winter."
Hazelin, you've come from the material plane by
Indeed, we
means of
have.
Astrozalian. Is that correct?
That is so. Yes.
And were there trespasses between your march here from the material? And he does not expound. He just makes that question. He just asks that question of you.
I will like quirk an eyebrow towards Finny.
Finny like squints her eye at you and like sort of shakes her head. Why would I know?
I will allow now for a roll from anybody. And I think this is either going to be a charisma based or intelligence based roll from anyone. And I think it will just be straight intelligence or straight charisma. Anyone can make a roll.
Not bad.
Pretty
Maybe
good.
she does. Well, I'm really trying to make this Velcro stretch. I'm
That's
really
an
trying
20.
to stretch this. Oh,
Wow.
Whoa.
Hazelin, as you are thinking about it, you are trying to remember what could constitute for trespasses. You do recall the couple of things you have bumped into on your path here, and the means by which you have interrupted them in whatever capacity you may have. And ultimately, I think does Haza feel good about the decisions that she has made in the last couple of, like, in the last day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. And Finny, with your intelligence check, you know without a doubt there has been a trespass. You have broken a charm upon another creature that is here that has not fulfilled the met requirements for his charm to be broken. It just has been broken. But it is up to you whether, or like, if you can try to spin that a different way. You can just lie and say it didn't happen. But you are armed with that information.
Oh, the curse of knowledge.
Yeah, you gotta be over here being head empty.
Uh,
Heart full, can't lose.
uh, yeah. Finny like squints her eye and like shakes her head at at Haza, and then like Haza catches her like one eye widened and feels her voice in her head. Oh, we totally did.
Can I respond to you talking in
Yes,
my
you
head?
can. Correct.
What?
The charm. Do we say?
Yeah.
All right. Report, soldier.
In conferring with my compatriots, it appears we have done a single intrusion since we arrived here. We broke a charm on a mortal.
He thinks, and he says to you, "Justify it to me."
The mortal was far from what we believe to be his home, in a situation he was not prepared for, in a place he did not ask to be. And though he may have done something that placed him afoul of whoever enchanted him so, I do not think that he deserved to be forced to dance the way that he was.
The Winter Warden's sort of crooked, angular body rightens a little bit, and he turns his head to speak to the tiefling and says, "The princess knows well." And he turns back to you and says, "You have the good faith of the Winter Court. We may find, if you would like, those of name who may speak well of you in your travels to Senelise. Your arrival there is not going to be unknown, but you may pass into Senelise unknowingly." He kind of looks at all of you again and says, "I see several of you." And his eyes coldly fall upon Ulvius and Inks briefly, and says, "Bear charms of trade and authority within our kingdoms. This will serve you well. Those of highest station may not literally look upon creatures of no stature within these realms. You will be invisible to those you do not matter to. It will become of utmost importance. You and any you wish to see ally with you rise to such stature."
So that I understand your meaning clearly. Those who do not have sufficient regard in order to do what we need to do, they must gain some.
He nods. It may not be that you must all curry favor, but must hold each other at minimum in good regard. You may take any escorts you'd like to Senelise, but if you wish them to be treated with deference, they must earn it.
May I ask then how many are afforded deference by virtue of accompanying me, if I
Any
were to designate them such?
and all may enter into Senelise. If you wish your companions to be heard and seen amongst the creatures within the kingdom, they ought to earn their own respect. that comes in many forms. And he turns and he looks to again the tiefling, who says, I myself have seen the lowest climb and crawl their way through silver-tongued words, through violence, creativity, peacemaking, and skullduggery within Senelise. There are many ways to hold reputation. You may merely need to hold it to have power. In a simpler way, when you get to Senelise, there will be sets of challenges that are going to be for everybody to participate in to whatever degree they'd like to, and various kinds of reputation you can have. I'm going to be tracking points and things for that sort of thing, and things you have and have not done in the last couple of weeks / previously in the game will have a small effect on the status points that you individually will walk into Senelise with, and I will try to adjudicate fairly, because I don't think it's fair for, if someone has been, I don't know. It will be fair, but it will be variable based off of different things you guys have done. And in order to gain enough reputation to literally be seen by Titania, she will not be able to see you unless you have a reputation. You will have to have scaled a certain number. Make sense?
Hell yeah. We need to get into the afterlife, guys.
Yep. We gotta be big britches in order for the big britches to see us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Will there be any way for us to reduce our number?
I can do that if that's something you would like to do.
It is the first thing I
Invariably,
thought of for
as
at least two of our
many-
members.
As many ways as there are to gain reputation, there are probably twice as many to diminish it.
I mean, thinking about Ulvius's point of view, like he
Uh-huh.
heard, oh, like people aren't going to be able to see you. Oh, well,
See
that
you.
sounds
Yeah.
perfect.
That sounds awesome.
It's,
Yeah, no, Finney's like thinking the same thing. Like, why would I need reputation? I don't want to be fucking seen.
Yeah.
Like-
And that's also part of it. There will be other nobility who have literally servants who are not required to be seen. So it's not like if you go with the intention to maintain a 0 to possibly negative reputation, you're gonna
Mhm.
find people who will still be able to interact with you.
Gotcha.
But it but
But
it
not the head
won't be the
honchos.
case that and I'm going to try also very hard, because it's not fun when this happens, to say like, oh, this person has the highest reputation, so they're always going to get talked to. Like that's,
Gotcha.
yeah, well, everyone's going to get their limelight.
Yeah,
and-
that was
yeah.
part of why I asked if me designating, retainers basically allows me to like get those who do not have regard in the door.
Yes.
Maybe they can't
yes.
interact with certain things, but they get to be present because they're with me.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody that you wish to designate as attendant,
Yeah.
to whoever may be the person with the highest reputation,
True.
will be granted as much access physically. Yes. No one's going to get locked outside.
I already know it's gonna be Godric's gonna get there and just fucking
Clean house.
just destroy and the gaining acclaim.
Very excited.
Born for this, built for it, made for it. Glory sounds good.
Sounds like me. Sounds like a job for Godric.
So yeah, I will then ask the Winter Warden, with your guidance. Then are you willing to grant us passage to Senelise?
He nods and says, if Chandria has appointed you her champion. I may not approve of many of her decisions or personally find her in good taste. However, he knows soldiers.
As a gesture, then, I will hold up my hand and manifest will into my hand, like holding it one-handed.
As it emerges, the second half of its blade ices over in a misty, in a misty white shine, almost in the sword's own respect for the place he has entered.
Mhm.
And you do not see any change in expression in the Winter Warden's face, but you do see that those black eyes do move to look at the blade with some reverence.
Yeah, after I clock him looking at it for a second, I will, like the whole time it's face down. I'm holding it one-handed, but it's not held up like I'm gonna swing.
Right.
And so I'll just drop and let it dissipate again.
Mhm. I will appoint you 2 escorts. They shall take you to St. Elise. They shall speak well of you while you are there.
Yeah, I incline my head in Hayes's best approximation of a courtly bow. That like not a full bow, but the like inclination of respect.
All right. Anything else you or others wish to ask of him at this time?
Yeah, quick question. Do you know somebody named Beverly?
Uh, he, he, his back rightens as he looks out into the longhouse. And a moment later, without really anything else occurring that you can see, a satyr in armor of the outpost, the blues and the whites, appears and bows to the warden.
You should be careful. He's not nice.
Satyr definitely does not seem to understand what that could be in reference to, but doesn't seem to be bothered by the comment.
Oh, thank you.
The warden's fingers once again open, and the satyr gets up to leave. Anything else? All right. So you guys can take whatever time you feel you may need here, and the warden will appoint you. Where were their names? I've got Vil, the woman you met before, who will be with you, and God, the name Benson's the only one that's coming back to mind. Where are my notes? Jesus.
Benson 2.
Ah, Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
it's Benson who stole Benson's name. Fuck that.
We'll
That's
just go
fuck.
simple. It'll be this one. Here we
Just
go.
Beverly walks back in. I'm named Benson now.
Vil and Beorn will be your guides. Okay. And we are coming very close up on time, and this feels like a good place to stop. But if there's anything you guys would like to do now, RP wise or table talk wise, now's the time. Okay. All right. I think this is a good place to Annie to pick up in December. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Before we stop, so that gotta get to Titania to actually be appointed the representative here,
Yes.
so that I can basically cheat and get into the duel,
Yeah.
which they're cheating on by trying to like force it.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I will also add, you are Chandria's champion.
Yes.
But because of how this system is going to work, it is possible for you guys to contrive of a means of one of you becoming the champion
Mhm.
and fortifying reputation to one person and letting that person enter the duel. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
This
Yes.
this is little bit Hayes' story, but everyone does like this is really everyone's opportunity to potentially be a part of or have this title.
Theoretically, as Chandria's champion, that's the foot in the door.
Yes, yes.
Whoever is appointed by Titania is kind of whoever we either, whether they just emerge as the one who consolidates all the reputation, or we decide to rally around them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do I get extra points from my little like triangle necklace?
You do, yeah. You get a
Yes.
couple. Ulvius actually, I'll be doing the math and
Doing
getting all the
pretty good.
numbers right and everything. But Ulvius has been actively been doing trades with like naiads and dryads and shit. Has a small
my
handful
God,
already.
yeah.
Elvis has been glad handing a little bit, rubbing palms, hitting the streets.
I gotta start smacking some Fae. Get that
Yeah.
number down. Get that number down.
You gotta whatever the opposite of grassroots activism is. Grassroots antagonism. Well, yeah, I guess terrorism is grassroots antagonism. Yeah.
Gonna summon Benson back here and get him back up on that pedestal.
That might give you
Kurt.
favor with Beverly.
Yeah, I think that
I'm gonna get Beverly on
liked-
that fucking pedestal.
I like it as if it was like a Telltale game where it's like Beverly liked that in the upper left-hand corner.
Nice.
Ted, did you get the mouse?
No, I guess my traps are upstairs somewhere. They're the like humane ones, so I gotta
Yeah.
get bait for him anyway.
Mhm.
But at least I know I wasn't crazy. I did in fact see a mouse fall out of my fucking ceiling. So
That's exciting.
Well,
Just to check in, because I will have time to prepare for this next section. Because this next section is going to be RP heavy, there will be other combats and stuff. It's not going to be. It will be RP heavy though. Is there anything anyone, and you can have time to answer this too, if there's anything anyone would like to try to focus on as part of character development?